Cummings gets the better of Apuzzo, goes right to the cage with it, drawing 3 defenders on the bounce pass. Flick it inside. Sammy Joe Tracy went behind the back. Haley Hicklin made the save. Hicklin earning herself 6 points on the leaderboard totals. Cumulative totals for individual stats. Each time your team wins a quarter, everybody on your roster will win 20. If you secure the game, you get a total of 45 points. There are MVP point totals as well, as we have a card being assessed. Sammy Joe Tracy going to put her team 1 player down for 1 minute. Sammy Joe, like many of these athletes, bonded with her dad over the game of lacrosse. 1 player up now for Meg Dowdy's squad in blue. Apuzzo operates back behind the cage. Hawked there by Holly Riley. Quick stick sent high. That was in and out of the cross of Molly Garrett in a hurry. The officials saying that it should stay Team Dowdy ball. They freshen up the 60-second shot clock with 2:48 to go in the opening quarter.
6v5 and this player up gives you an easier chance to score a goal as long as you move the ball quickly, find that open player.
Dowd creeping from behind the cage. Attacked there by Holly Riley. Sharp angle bid. Waters shut that down at the near post. A new shot clock again for Team Dowdy. Trailing Team O'Donnell by 1. Taylor Hench has the only goal in this second of 2. Our doubleheader, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse inaugural season kicking off this Friday night.
Excellent job defensively by that veteran defense. Owning the player down situation, coming up with a caused turnover. Huge job on the defensive end of the field.
Amber McKenzie helped to bring it over for Katie O'Donnell's squad. Amber, her 2 sons, Storm and Bolt, expected to be visiting. Quick stick there, great stop by Hicklin as she slammed the door. 3 stops for Hicklin early on. She got the jump there on Hench, who beat her a few moments ago. As Hicklin will help out on the clear. Running room for Molly Garrett.
A great save on the doorstep. Those are so very difficult when they're being fed from one spot of the field to the other. You need to have a quick turning radius as a goalkeeper. But Joe, right after that save, there were 2 turnovers committed by either team, and those are very costly in terms of the leaderboard at -8 points apiece.
Apuzzo rolling in. She was fouled. Sam Apuzzo is such a handful, especially inside that 8-meter key.
Her ability to change directions is one of the fastest on the field, plain and simple.
Free position shot, little one-on-one with Waters, and Waters eats it up and makes it look easy. Kaylee Waters to clear, puts it right on the button for Taylor Cummings. Cummings with fellow former Terrapin Kelly McPartland there in purple. Low scoring. We're inside the final minute of this opening quarter. 8-minute frames in Athletes Unlimited. An offside call. Going to give the ball to Team Dowdy. Goalies have been the headliners so far. Hicklin and Waters each with 3 saves apiece. Cummings puts a bump onto Garrett, displacing her for a foul. Just 27 seconds with which to work. Dowd jogging with Hawk there defensively by O'Donnell. Dowd off the pick, snaps that one wide. Closest to the ball where and when it leaves the field gets possession, so it stays with the blue-clad Team Dowdy. Ronbeck, very shifty, gets there, fires and scores! Lindsay Ronbeck.
Team Dowdy Evening up the score, 1-1. Lindsay Ronbeck showing her explosive speed that we talked about earlier in that first half. We see her look to go for a bull dodge. She quickly rolls back, changes hands. A nice way to get some space from that defensive player who was shutting off that left side. However, that quick turn, she was able to gain some room, time and space to get that quality shot on the run. 3
times an All-American when she played at the University of Florida. And that means things, should the score remain tied up after 1, those 20 points available to the team for winning the quarter would carry over. The second quarter would then be worth 40 to each player. Into the draw circle we go. Cummings pops it loose. Great scoop there on the run. Flicked inside. That backhand chance at the final horn from Peros goes wide. A 1-1 lacrosse game. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network. Presented by Geico. Fans, you can own a piece of Athletes Unlimited history. The first ever Topps trading card set for professional women's lacrosse. The limited edition sets feature all athletes, plus additional cards of the league, and randomly inserted serial numbered parallels, including player autographs and Nike Golden Ticket. Sets will be available to purchase now through August 27th. You have to check out Topps.com. It's the only opportunity to purchase this unique collectible, so get yours today.
Joe, as I look at these cards, these potential cards, the first time ever for professional athletes in lacrosse to have them, what I wouldn't have given to have that same thing back in my day when we were having our first professional games. Obviously nothing this caliber. They weren't on TV. There were no challenge on goals. What a great thing that these players had in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.
Earlier today, Kylie Oldmiller's squad put a victory on the board over Team Benson by an 11-3 margin. And if you want to get even closer to our game, join the Unlimited Club for free. You can download the Athletes Unlimited app today. You'll receive all the latest news and updates palm of your hand. Stream digital games, unlock special access, and more. If you're looking for even more than that, we can help you. Upgrade your membership for a whole year behind-the-scenes access of all Athletes Unlimited seasons. Join the players in voting game MVPs and our end-of-season awards. Visit AUProsports.com. That's AUProsports.com to learn more about the Unlimited Club and make your Geico Unlimited pick to unlock content from your favorite player. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, a special thank you to a presenting field partner Geico. Thanks to them and all of our generous sponsors for their support. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you to Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Sockplex as we watch Meg Dowdy's squad in blue step back the field. The Geico leaderboard up to the minute. This will include those players who performed a full game earlier today. Kylie Oldmiller and her troops, led by Kayla Trainer, routing team, and you can see how things stack up to this point.
One of my favorite things that jumps out at me, Kayla Wood in that #1 spot. She's a defensive player. She was on the draw circle, but that goes to show you every ground ball, every caused turnover, every draw control counts just as much and it's just as important as a goal.
And Kayla and all of her team on the Miller squad each picked 125 points because they swept all 4 quarters and won the game. This time around, 1-1 after 8 minutes. That means this second quarter is worth 40 points individually to all the athletes on the field. Ella Simpkins running towards the cage. Her pass was behind its intended target. Katrina Dowdle not there in time, and it's Kristen Carr taking over 2 times. A Team USA World Cup gold medalist, Kristen Carr, nicknamed Key. Cummings takes relay from O'Donnell. 6 on 6 at this end of the field. Just getting going in our second quarter. 8 minutes. second shot clock. Courtney Fortunato, who was very impressive in the training camp scrimmages. They go to the inside to Perella, and lightning fast defensive recovery there. Sprinting back, weaving the way through. It's Molly Gatt, chased by Perella. Off goes Peros, his feed. Run back! Just snapped it by with a little help from Waters there on the angle. Things will happen quickly on this field. It's only 80 yards from goal to goal. Apuzzo against McKenzie. Waters stuffs McCone. Another 6 points for Waters. That's 6 times 4. She has 4 saves, so 2 dozen points alone for Kaylee Waters. Her stops. Riley, the veteran, finds Cummings, the only person on the planet who won the Tewaaraton Award 3 times. Nation's best Division I college player. Circle it on up for Cummings. Working in off the split dodge. McCone stays with her on the wrap. It's just sent high over Hicklin. You hear all the communication at field level. Tumalo, recently named the head coach at the United States Military Academy. She'll be leading Army. Ground ball. McPartland tried to scoop it. She was run over by her former Maryland teammate there, Meg Dowdy. And the officials are going to give the ball to the team in blue.
The official was calling over and back for Team O'Donnell. Once the ball is past that half-field mark, you cannot bring it backwards.
Good point. Another whistle. 2.5 minutes into the second quarter of a low-scoring game. 11-3 was the earlier final for Kylie Ohlmiller's side. Timeout is being called. We will take it with the athletes. Get you back for more Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in just a few moments on CBS Sports Network.
I had a lot of adversity at Northwestern. I mean, something that, my brother passed away when I was a junior, so I had that, obviously, and I just used lacrosse as such like a way to get out of what was going on with, because he was sick with cancer, so it was like kind of my escape from reality for a bit, and it only motivated me to be a better player. And then later on in that year, my high school coach passed away in a plane crash, so I had like a double whammy of that, but I think it only let me like appreciate what I was doing and who I was playing for and what I was playing for more, and it honestly like propelled me into the place that I am today and the player that I am today, that I just like, my style of play per se is like laying it all out on the field and diving and like knocking passes to people and stuff like that. So I think I just leave it all on the field, and it's because I've been through so much off the field.
Very candid and emotional talk from Lindsay McCone. That was Believe You Will, presented by Guaranteed Rate. Lindsay told you right there, she's going to leave it all on the field. She's a gutsy utility player. Great hustle. You'll see it time after time.
What I love about Lindsay McCone, she just finished her collegiate career at Northwestern. She's an outstanding midfielder for them this past year. However, past season, she's literally played every single position available. And that's probably through overcoming all of that adversity, the fact that she is able to step into any role, take it on, and flourish with it.
Folks, we invite you to head over to auprosports.com. That's auprosports.com. Get your Athletes Unlimited gear. Don't forget to follow on social at AU Sports for exclusive inside content. Colorful purple side, purple and blue. Teams Dowdy and O'Donnell, respectively. In a 1-1 draw as play resumes. Courtney, it's interesting. There are 19 players in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse that are working full-time jobs while they're competing in this 2021 season.
There's some amazing jobs as well. Bond traders. Obviously, you have some who are in the sport of lacrosse as assistant coaches, head coaches. But to be able to do a job as well as still train and compete as a team, practice every day, competing in 3 games on a weekend.
Fabulous work there from Taylor Cummings. She fought through the defense of Ella Simpkins and buried it.
Joe, I thought maybe we would get a little bit of a challenge here. Potentially, it seemed like Taylor Cummings for Team O'Donnell. Her foot might have stepped on the crease before she took that shot, but she saw that she was alone on an island with her defensive player. So as soon as she saw that, she immediately decided to head straight for the goal. Right here, bobbing and weaving. We see her arm coming out, making sure she had room for her stick for a nice little shovel shot. Ultimately, we saw goalkeeper pointing potentially for her stick in, but as we see on this replay, it seems like her feet were clear of that line.
She did a nice job navigating that goal circle. Cummings on the board, giving Katie O'Donnell's side the 2-1 advantage as Taylor gets some refreshments. She said her dad taught her to be humble and hungry. My favorite thing about the mention of the Tewaaraton trophies, the 3 of them, she said it's a team award that just happens to live at my house.
Taylor Cummings, ever a competitor. That's the one thing that you noticed out of her entire college career, even high school. She very rarely lost any game. So that same will, that same aggressiveness, that team play, I expect to see in full effort throughout Athletes Unlimited.
6-on-6 at this end of the field. It's been very cold shooting for Lindsay Ronbeck and Team Dowdy. Ronbeck's the only one to convert, 1 of 11 so far. A takeaway, and Brown's running cover. Sarah Brown, former draft pick in the WPLL of the New York Fight. O'Donnell sets it up. Works a little flip with Michelle Tumalo. Tumalo, highly influential in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse as part of the PEC, the Player Executive Committee. Tumalo playing a little game of hide and seek with Courtney Fortunato. The 8-meter key. Good takeaway check supplied by Little. Fortunato gets the ground ball. Shot clock's at 10. Hicklin alerting her defense as to where the ball's positioned. The quick cut inside. Score! Beautiful goal for Alyssa Perella.
I love the pace. The clock was winding down, about 5 seconds left. Initiation by Courtney Fortunato from behind the cage. We like to call that from X. As she's looking to dodge, defenders kind of turning, looking, seeing if they slide. If that defensive had been beat, right here, Courtney Fortunato, number 15, purple, looking for a nice quick feed inside. Alyssa Perello, as soon as that defensive player took a peek at where that ball's at, she was off to the race, right in the middle of that goal cage.
Courtney Martinez, a 5-time national champ at Maryland. You played both defense and midfield, if memory serves. You know how to communicate back behind the cage. What happens when there's a pick play at X?
If you're not communicating, you're going to be in trouble right there. And defensively, we can hear them communicating a little bit. I know that's something that we heard a lot of in the first game. Team Benson struggled with their communication. and that's helped them be in the win column. You have to talk with your teammates, plain and simple. Just straight from the defense end all the way to the offensive.
Sammy Joe helping Team O'Donnell get control of the draw, and that should be no surprise. Sammy Joe helped to found Draw Control Academy with Greg Gurenlian. Cummings looks inside, pass was low into the goal circle where Hicklin will pop out with it. The ride started by Michelle Tumala. That pass zipped ahead on target for Molly Little. Little, who played collegiately at Denver. She's the captain of the Pioneers. Time ticking, about 3 minutes to go in the opening half. 3-1 for the team in purple. From the top, a Puzo who creates havoc behind the cage, working against Riley. Riley's trained for months for this assignment in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. She's the mother of 2 boys. She uses Liam at age 2 as her medicine ball for Russian twists. That's the way to stay in shape. McMahon feeds it over the top. Dowd fires and scores. Katrina Dowd, no mistake.
A little bit different in Athletes Unlimited. There's no 3 seconds. There's no shooting space. You see offensive players take an extra second as that ball moves into Katrina Dowd's stick, number 4 in blue. We saw her hesitate. Defense was kind of in the way. She wanted to make sure she had a clear shot on goal, nothing that's dangerous. We saw that freezing of the defense. Holly McGarvey right there, number 2. Excellent job of Katrina Dowd taking a second before she took that shot, because if you take a shot and you hit a defender, that's a red card in this league. So a great job, hesitation, freezing the defense so they didn't jump in front of her.
How wonderful was she, Katrina Dowd, when she was at Northwestern University, class of 2010, 3 times a national champion on Kelly Amonte Hiller's side. To the draw circle. This one bounding onto the defensive half for Team Dowdy, and coming up a running, Molly Little with the ground ball. Every ground ball earns you 2 points individually. Now remember, this quarter itself is worth 40 points for every player on the winning side. 20 points per quarter, but since the first quarter was a 1-1 draw, it carries over. Point being made at the bottom of the screen. Earlier today, you saw Kylie Ohlmiller's squad win all 4 quarters, end the game in a way, sweeping 125 points for that side. Cummings setting up for a split dodge here. Pump fake. Fires this one, and it finds a home. Taylor Cummings strikes again.
Taylor Cummings using her speed, her athleticism. Love that she saw that the right-hand side of the field was cleared. She did what she does best, and that's using her heads-up space and a quick release. Watch as she's getting pushed off ball right here. She thought about taking that initial shot, selling the defender to give her a little bit more space before she took that shot from a fadeaway. Any players watching, your coach is generally saying, don't shoot the ball from fading away from the goal. However, when you have that much power on the run, that coach is allowing Taylor Cummings to take that shot.
We saw, especially on that super slow-mo look, that wasn't bad defense from Molly Garrett, and still Cummings hits pay dirt. Couple of goals for her. Each goal in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse earns you 12 points on the leaderboard. All of these points accumulate over the 5 weekends, over the 30 games, and eventually there'll be one Athletes Unlimited champion. 80 seconds remaining in the half. Little in control. Team O'Donnell leading this quarter now 3-1. Looks like they're going to bag the 40 points that carry over into this frame.
Joe, lest I remind you, only takes 6 seconds to score a goal from the draw.
And you have a 2-point in this athletes on lacrosse. Things can change quickly. Dowd has to hustle this one with 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. She tiptoes near the midline. A hard-working Holly Riley was spilled there. She bounces right back up. Last kick at the can now for Team O'Donnell. The shot clock is turned off. They can have the last possession, leading 4-2. Peros, very determined defender. Midfielder makes the takeaway, puts it back on the ground, however. Coming up eventually with the scoop, it's McCone. McCone launches one with 15 seconds to go. Bounce free, 2-on-1. Apuzzo finds the chance there, and Waters stonewalls McMahon. Quick restart, bang bang, Apuzzo scores. Lightning quick restart off the end line. They'll let you do it, and it's converted.
All I can say is, wow. Wow from the other end of the field. Had an amazing Hail Mary pass almost, and the catch even better than the pass.
Sam Apuzzo helping out. McCone is the one who launched it upfield.
Take a look at this catch right here. Full extension in the air, passing it quickly to Izzy McMahon, who then chased the ball behind the goal cage for a quick restart, catching the defense off guard, and was able to get it to Sam Apuzzo, who put herself in a goal-scoring situation. Very heads-up play for Team Dowdy right there. Again, only takes 6 seconds from the draw, so they could tie things up.
Jousting for it. Simpkins comes up with 2 seconds to go. Feeds it inside. That one will float wide of Waters. And we've played 16 minutes. We played 2 quarters in Game 2 for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. About 30 miles away from our nation's capital, Team O'Donnell, a 4-3 lead after 2 quarters. The big lacrosse ball in the sky is starting to set. Team O'Donnell has a 4-3 lead over Team Dowdy. Athletes Limited Lacrosse for you on CBS Sports Network. We are at the halftime break. This great league is combined to have 24 national championships being won by its players. Amber McKenzie knows her way of titles. She tells us about juggling life, lacrosse, and two little guys at home.
So I have two boys. Storm just turned 5 in May. He's wild. You will hear him before you see him. He's crazy. Definitely a pleaser, always wants to be doing it the best he can. If he's not the best, he gets very frustrated quickly and, is not happy about that. So we're still working on our emotions about when you're not the best. Bolt will be 2 in September, but he just gets pushed around by Storm constantly. So he's gonna be probably my tough kid that's just like, whatever. And he tackles Storm, they play football around the house. So if someone has a ball in their hand, Bolt is tackling you. It's kind of the running joke in my family because my husband is also a very great athlete, but we kind of say that I'm the best athlete in the family. I think I say that and he just goes along with it. But my husband's so supportive and he's my biggest fan as far as, Amber, you should play, you can go back, you can still do it. And so they hear him encouraging me and then they see me training. I just feel like it's so important because they're surrounded by wonderful male role models with the football time, but to be seeing me do what I love, and then obviously when they get here to see all these amazing women playing and performing and doing what they love, I just think that's so important for them to know that my mom is my mom, but she's also so many other things. So that's what I like that they can see.
Amber McKenzie talking things over with her mates. Courtney, you know this player extremely well. You also know a bit of her lifestyle pretty well, too. Every time I try to get in touch with you, you're in the car taking your family to another lacrosse game. What's it like to be a lacrosse mom?
It's very rewarding, just like Amber McKenzie talked about letting them see you on the field. That's exciting for them to be able to have the opportunity to say, wow, Mama can still do it, right? And it's not just the dad, who is an amazing coach himself, like she said, a awesome athlete, but the fact that they can be here with her throughout these 5 weeks, I think, is even more rewarding, just as she talked about.
Amber's husband, Norval, is a running backs coach at SEC Vanderbilt. Yeah, quite an athlete in his own right. We are at the half. Taylor Cummings has a couple of goals today for Team O'Donnell. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network. Maureen Hendricks Field dressed up nicely for Athletes Unlimited at the halftime break on CBS Sports Network. Team O'Donnell has the 4-3 lead over Team Dowdy. Joe Beninati joined by Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. Courtney, this game's being played a little closer to the vest than the first. Would you describe the action?
I think defensively, there's a lot of action, right? There's a lot of effort, intensity. They're pressing out on ball, which is good. Both teams are creating turnovers. However, offensively, we've seen some great shots, but some awesome saves by the goalkeeper. So that's what's keeping things a little bit closer in this game compared to the first. Let's
get you to the highlights between Dowdy and O'Donnell. Team O'Donnell on the board first. It's Hench.
Right there, we see highlighted in the middle, a wide open player. That's something you can't afford to do on the defensive end if you expect to keep the game close. I love this setup. We saw right there Lindsay Ronback take her defensive player up high before she rolled back. So key. And then Taylor Cummings tiptoeing around that goal circle. Love her intensity and her quickness. Nice ball movement, feeding from one spot to the other. Every single goal has been different for both teams, and that's very hard to defend. It's easy when a team keeps doing the same over and over and over, and that righty sweep up top for Taylor Cummings. This quick play coming in off the line. Few seconds left in that second quarter. All of these are very different and hard to defend.
Cummings and Apuzzo, 2 our winners, matching goals there as we look at the first half statistics. Through some 16 through water.
Both keepers have done a great job with theirs. The biggest thing that stands out to me are the draws won. So we have 7 for Team Dowdy. They're just not capitalizing on opportunities, and only 2 for Team O'Donnell. So O'Donnell's done a great job coming back, causing turnovers, and coming up with ace.
Halfway home in the cap, McCone giving a lesson or two for the third quarter. Right after these words. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. A low-scoring first half of play. Team O'Donnell against Team Dowdy. Katie O'Donnell's side a 4-3 lead. The lead goal provided by Taylor Cummings as we get set for the start of the third quarter. Before we roll it for you, Tracy.
What? I'm mic'd. Hello, everyone. This is Sammy Jo Tracy, and I have the foulest mouth. I swear I came from Westchester. Where is it? Oh, yeah!
We are surrounded by incredible athletes, and that is certainly one of them in Kaylee Waters. Listen to tennis, who learned at an early age to try all sports. Don't get burned down anyone, but she's definitely made lacrosse her professional home. Waters backstopping the efforts of Team O'Donnell in a 4-3 game. We are off and running in the third quarter. Joe Benenati, Martinez Connor with you. Sammy Jo Tracy, you heard from her into the game. The bounce shot that backed up well by Michelle. Shout out of thanks to lacrosse.
Joe, that draw control won so cleanly by Sam Puzo. I know she's used to that being a call at the collegiate level, however, not here. They let the girls play a bit.
Cummings off the roll dodge. She pops home. Patrick Taylor Cummings.
Taylor Cummings for 27. Team O'Donnell showing why she won the Torch Award. Rhymes. See Katie O'Donnell with the ball, passing it quickly. And at that nice little question mark rolled back, that nice little hesitation, that hit before shooting, and it was just placement. It's not about power at that point. After you fake, place it because it's out of where you did your fake.
Beating Hicklin in goal. Haley Hicklin, the second team All-American collegiately at Florida. A player who knows a bunch of the Athletes Unlimited volleyball and softball players who precede these great lacrosse athletes into this inaugural season. Control win that's clean as a whistle for Simpkins. Simpkins will pick second clock in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. There's an 8-meter key. You score from beyond that key at 2 points. And all of these stats accumulate your point total for the season to crown an individual champion. Individual points. But 5 out of the double team from coming. Puzo feeds inside. That's tie. Out of bounds, closest to the ball. One shot there. Where and when. McCone reloads. Outshot score. Lindsay McCone.
Catching the defense by Prime. Ronback was fixing her goggles. Defense was kind of relaxed, waiting for her to put her goggles on. Lindsay McCone said, "No way, I'm going goal."
There's a conversation going on near midfield involving a number as well as goalkeeper Kaylee Waters. She told us that Athletes Unlimited is a dream come, commenting favor about this way, about the way this league has been constructed, and appears that
friendly. And have some fun off the field as well as up.
Draw control gets you a +2. The blue team have won the last 5. Apuzo leaping into the air, make it 6. Draw controls for a 13 All-American out of Syracuse. Once she picked up a lacrosse stick, she would never put it down. Play a great belief in herself. McCone getting to the alley against the defensive O'Donnell. 5-4. Nip and tuck type game between these two. Dowd on the hop outside the 8-meter key. Katrina Dowd, very fancy stick handler. Rolls. Dowd thinks about making one more. McCone does just that to Apuzo. McMahon lurking. Izzy played with the women of Troy at Southern California. Shot clock's at 20. McMahon pumps that one off the elbow of Waters and out of play. Another save for Kaylee Waters, give her 6 more points, as her save total is up to 6. Apuzo with a fresh shot clock, slowing the tempo. Stalked there defensively by Amber McKenzie. Apuzo gets underneath. McKenzie, though, so savvy, took the great angle there. Bring it on back. Garrett moves it. The feed there just away from the reach of Apuzo, and off the deck it's Cummings the other way. Taylor already with 3 goals. Lobs it on for O'Donnell. O'Donnell fires, and that's stabbed in one move by Haley Hicklin. The quick counterattack looking for the fast break, but she airmailed that pass. Holly Riley says thanks.
Smart play by Team O'Donnell, slowing things down. It's been back and forth, back and forth. Give your middies a break. Get yourself time to set up. Find a good mismatch.
Hench, who scored first for Team O'Donnell. Cummings rolling in, drawing a lot of help defensively. That pass is scooped up off the carpet by Michelle Tumalo. Long range, that one rattles off the crossbar. A lightning bolt sent on the way. Kelly McPartland let that one rip. Second time that she's heard iron. Alyssa Perella jogging in from the sideline. Play carries right along more than halfway through this third quarter. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Sammy Jo Tracy off the question mark. She scores!
Sammy Jo Tracy showing a little bit of dance moves right there. Love her dodging capabilities. Joe, you talked about the question mark as she carries her defender up high, turns back, switches hands, finishes low and away.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Today from Maureen Hendricks Field at Maryland Soccerplex, Team O'Donnell has opened up a 2-goal cushion, 6-4, leading by 2 points late in the third quarter. Courtney Martinez-Connor, the last lady on the board. Sammy Jo Tracy loves to play the game with a little extra sizzle.
She has a bit of flair in each and everything that she does. We see her carrying the ball across the backside. Now, look at this. We see it drawn out in yellow right there. That nice little movement, giving her strong side more space. She's a natural righty. So as she carried it up and around, giving her right side more space, that perfect little question mark was done to a T. As we hear Sammy Jo out on the field, directing, talking with teammates.
Getting into the game.
What? Yeah. We got full new clock. Woo! Let's go. Good job, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
Take a bow, Sammy Joe, take a bow. Sammy Joe Tracy on the board for Team O'Donnell. They'll play against Team Oldmiller tomorrow at noon. They'll play against Team Benson Sunday at 3 p.m. Sammy Joe, known, of course, for her national championship game-winning goal. I can't believe she was just a freshman scoring in triple overtime to down Maryland.
That was quite possibly the longest game we ever did, right?
Yeah, we were in the booth together a while, and I don't mind that at all. I love being in the booth with you today and for the next 5 weeks, but thinking back on that national championship game, so many twists and turns and high drama to go 3 OT before a national champion was crowned.
The first ever for UNC in that game.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, there are a total of 24 national championships won by these athletes. 56 total athletes, 4 teams. Roster size is 14. They'll play 3 games together this weekend. On Monday, the new leaderboard captains, the top 4 slots, the highest scoring 4 players overall combined will be captains, and they'll redraft, and we'll do it again with you next weekend. Katrina Dowd, a member of the Players Executive Committee. Dowd, oh, beautiful move. Fires and scores. Dowd with a little shake and bake.
Katrina Dowd wearing number 4 in blue. Nice little stopping on a dime movement behind the goal cage. That slight little back and forth movement. A little hesitation, a little rocker right here. We're gonna see her go to the right and then go to the right immediately to the left-hand side. I love the placement that each and every one of these players is doing off of their dodges. So incredibly difficult, sliding defenders to think about, making it look easy. However, it's anything but.
You look at the scouting report on Katrina Dowd, ankle-breaking moves. Yeah, pretty much. She traveled about 4,200 miles from Germany to be here with us for this 5-week season, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. To the draw circle, where the team dressed in blue, the Dowdy squad has dominated. Apuzzo trying to get this one, and help again from the draw circle on the ground ball from Ella Simpkins, who's been a vacuum in this contest. Blue team has won 8 straight draw controls in this 1-goal contest. The third quarter in itself is right now tied up at 2 apiece. Remember, there are 20 points on the line for each player on the team should you win the individual quarter. Apuzzo jockeying for position. Ronbeck carving in, gets to the elbow, hits the brakes. McMahon is next in line. O'Donnell will dig in defensively. Shot clock's at 15. Peros off the split dodge, drawing 3 defenders. Dowd couldn't haul that in with one hand. It's on the end line. Ground ball points available, and then the whistle blows, and immediately Kristen Carr had an objection for the officials. Patty Kletcher-Porter, Ronnie Anton, Devin Holcomb, and Lynn Bowers tonight in the officials' uniforms. Getting late in the third quarter, Court, with 2 minutes to go. It's 6-5 for Team O'Donnell in purple.
It's a great defensive stand by Team O'Donnell. You really see the defensive players getting low, athletic, taking up space, taking up lanes, making it hard for Team Dowdy to dodge.
Halfway through the 60-second shot clock, Team O'Donnell missed 5 of its first 6 shots, but since that time, they've canned 5 of 8. Fortunato draws a double. Between on the shovel shot, did that go? Fortunato sent it towards the cage. The whistles blare out. A very sneaky delivery from Courtney Fortunato. The officials, after the conference, are going to say that was a good goal from Fortunato and a very, very crafty release.
Joe, sometimes the goal cages have nets that are quite taut. Once it hits, it'll bounce out. As in this instance, great job. And we see it right there in that lower corner. What a heads-up play by Courtney Fortunato. She saw that defenders were on her back, could do a backhanded shot. Nice and low. Goalie not ready for it. Super smart.
Former National Rookie of the Year, Courtney Fortunato from the University of Notre Dame. She wore the red, white, and blue for Team USA with a U19 squad. She gets her first goal on the season, earns herself a 12-point tally on the overall leaderboard. Let's take a peek. The ball has to completely cross the goal line. Uh-oh. What do you think?
I think that angle's a little hard to tell.
Deceiving?
Certainly the earlier angle showed the ball went in clearly. Just a tight net, had it pop out. Obviously the referees had the best angle out on the field and were able to make the correct call.
You realize the old goalie in me, underline old goalie in me, might contest that if you saw that look again. Instead, O'Donnell gets credit for it. Team O'Donnell gets credit for it. Fortunato does the honors. And late in this third quarter, it's a 2-point game. After a 9th consecutive draw control for Team Dowdy, it's Lindsay McCone on the job. Sharing the lacrosse ball with Lindsay Ronbeck. Ronbeck, who told us it's awesome to play with and against her idols and her role models now in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. The inaugural season. Dowd turns and fires, stopped by Waters. She read that really well.
She did. Cookie Carr wearing number 83 in purple right there. She was a bit off of Dowd, giving her a lot of space. So Katrina said, you give me space, I'm going to take a shot.
Alyssa Perella turns on the jets and clears easily for Team O'Donnell. Shot clock is turned off. The team in purple can have the last possession if they choose. On top by 2 points. There's an 8-meter key in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. If you score from beyond that key, they'll give you 2. Late in the frame, a timeout has been called. Team O'Donnell's facilitator is Shanta Lecker. The facilitators in Athletes Unlimited, they're advisors, they're helpers. On Team Dowdy's side, the facilitator is Lauren Kahn. All right, Courtney, I think we're going to go back and take a peek at the Fortunato effort that was ruled a goal a few moments ago. First of all, the delivery is outstanding. Watch that.
Look at that. Between a defender and the goalie.
Yes. And it did not hit nylon, it hit post. It worked all the way across. There's the bounce. Piece for Hicklin, a post. I still haven't seen it completely cross the goal line.
All right, now you're mixing me up over
Oh,
here.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And you can challenge that. It was not challenged on the field.
With 2 challenges a game, I think players are a little hesitant. They maybe want to wait until the second half, because even if they use their challenge and it's deemed no goal or goal, it's gone.
Right, right. Listen up, fans. It's time to earn points for watching tonight's broadcast. Take out your phone, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You'll earn points. If you don't have the Athletes Unlimited app, head over to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Start earning points to unlock exclusive rewards and stay in the know about all things Athletes Unlimited. The Geico leaderboard up to the date, up to the minute in this opening day and night from Maureen Hendricks Field at Maryland Soccerplex. Kylie Ohlmiller's squad, Team Gold. You see all those gold-colored jerseys with Kayla Wood, the defender, on top.
All 14 players in those 14 top spots. However, we're still in this game, so I do expect for some gold to move out of those first 14 positions. positions.
And right now there are quarter win points on the line. The score right now I have in this third quarter is 2-2. Great look inside, good catch, Fortunato, she scores! And Fortunato may have just earned her teammates and herself an additional 20 to the 12 she just scored.
I love that coming out of the timeout, Team Dowdy immediately did a double team to Taylor Cummings. She has so many goals, but she's a very heads-up player. She was able to feed off of the double team, finding Courtney Fortunato wide open down by the goal cage. Right there, calm, cool, head is up. She's finding her teammate, and that same shot, putting it down low. Team O'Donnell 8-5 right now in the lead with 7.7 to go.
Courtney, that's the largest lead of the game, and it gives them a 4-2 lead in the quarter. Each team that wins a quarter in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, everybody on the roster gains 20 points. Off the draw control, batted away from Sammy Jo Tracy. On the run, Peros with a good speed finds that shot there. It's just snapped wide. At the tail end, on the business end of that fast break, Simpkins missed the target. We are done with 24 minutes of play, 3 quarters complete. Team O'Donnell on top by 3 points to the final 8 after this. Lacrosse fans having a good time this Friday night. The scoreboard divvied up into thirds for you, and Team O'Donnell's 4-point outburst gives them the 8-5 lead after 3 quarters of play. The Geico defensive play of the game belongs to goalie Haley Hicklin.
Haley Hicklin also showing her athleticism outside of the cage. We see those quick turns, so very hard to stop those shots as a goalkeeper when the ball is changing from one plane to another. However, turnovers have plagued Team Dowdy thus far.
At the end of the season, we'll be awarding the Geico Defensive Player of the Year. The Athletes Unlimited Award will come with an added $5,000 bonus for the winner. There's Haley Hicklin. She can hear us. Haley, is it me or are you coming out of the game right now?
Yeah, Mir's got it. Mir's got it. She's going to go in and light it up.
Haley, looking from the first and second quarters to the third, what do you think needs to change in this fourth quarter to bring you guys back into this game?
Yeah, for sure. We just got to start lighting it up, right? We're there. We just got to finish. We are seeing the opportunity. We're seeing the shots. We got to get around Kaylee. She's a great goalie. We're going to get her there. We just got to finish our plays all the way. But we're there.
She's flat out awesome as Peros gets back to work, and the team in blue, Team Dowdy, looks to climb back into this one, trailing by 2. Remember, there is a 2-point goal available in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse if you score from outside that 8-meter key. Dowd hovering back behind the cage. Draw control after draw control for Dowdy's side. Oh, great stick check. Beautifully done by Amber McKenzie. Caused turnover, ground ball, bang, bang, add it all up. That's 14 points swiftly for the veteran defender. Holly Riley in transition. Hawked by Peros. And knocked down and fouled.
Not bad for the mom of 2. Nice little poke check, starting the offense quickly in transition for Team O'Donnell. That veteran defense becoming more and more active. They may not have youth on their side, but they have brains.
Cummings watching as the offense develops with Fortunato. Hawked there by Little. Almost 2 minutes into the fourth. It's a 2-point game. Cummings has a hat trick already tonight. Isolating in, bounce shot goes wide of Mira Shane. Shane loves to go to the splits on shots that are down low. Taking over for Haley Hicklin in goal for Team Dowdy. Cummings on the feed. Off the roll, Fortunato. Good defensive recovery and help there. Work it inside. O'Donnell's snapshot was partially blocked. Dowdy comes up with the scoop for her side. Team Dowdy tomorrow has a date with Team Benson. That's a 3 p.m. start. They'll see Kylie Oldmiller's squad on Sunday at noon. Oldmiller running over Team Benson by an 11-3 score in the opener tonight. As this pass winds up out of bounds, the officials are going to say that was deflected and award the ball to Team Dowdy. Nail biter shaping up here. 2-point game, 5:20 left. Ronbeck can be so explosive. She'll try on Holly Riley for size. Riley stays with her, and it's out wide of Waters. The restart for Apuzzo. So dangerous off the end line. Apuzzo fires. Wonderful save by Waters. Waters saw that one off hip all the way. She has 8 stops tonight. That's good for 48 points on the leaderboard. 6 points per save. O'Donnell will advance. We're less than 5 minutes to go in the fourth.
Look at the save on your right-hand side. Excellent job getting that arm up and away. Body save with that elbow, literally putting her body on the line.
Just past the top of the hour, 9 o'clock Eastern. Timeouts on the field. An exciting finish in the fourth. Dead ahead.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate.
About 30 miles away from our nation's capital are we at Maureen Hendricks Field, the Maryland Soccerplex. The Geico leaderboard up to the moment, including earlier action today between teams Oldmiller and Benson. Kayla Wood still on top for Team Oldmiller in goal.
I love how we're seeing Team O'Donnell in purple start to cruise and take over in this leaderboard.
Folks, tomorrow night at 6 Eastern, your favorite backyard game goes pro as the American Cornhole League continues its season from Memphis. Don't miss the action. Players compete for a chance at hefty cash prizes right here on CBS Sports Network. Maiden voyage of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse tonight. Earlier today, Kylie Oldmiller's team an 11-3 victor over Team Benson. Angie Benson's squad looks to regroup tomorrow. In purple, Team O'Donnell. In blue, Team Dowdy. And in the cage for Team O'Donnell, Kaylee Waters has been her usual stingy self.
Joe, super interesting. Obviously, Team O'Donnell has kept the top goalkeeper in the cage in throughout the entire game thus far. No surprise then that she's able to capture more saves. The longer that you're in the goal cage, the more time on the field you have, the more opportunities you're going to get.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, where the athletes are the leaders and the decision makers. No set teams. At the end of this weekend, there'll be the 4 top point producers on that Geico leaderboard who become captains, who will draft squads on Monday night. You can see the draft unfold on Facebook Live. Oh, a stick check there on the restart off of Cummings' cross and back out of bounds. It'll stay with Team O'Donnell as Taylor lowers the shoulder, tries to bully her way to the offensive half.
Referees are calling that back and forth again. So the ball's going to go to Team Dowdy in blue.
Lindsay Ronbeck carving in towards the 8-meter key. Turned back by the defensive efforts of Kristen Carr. On the hop, it's McCone. Digging in against O'Donnell. Behind the cage, lurking there's Apuzzo. Off the flash cut, a diving Waters kept that one away. Circle violation against Team Dowdy. Off and running on the clear is O'Donnell as she teams up with Carr. And then Sammy Jo Tracy. Sammy Jo had the best goal in the scrimmages earlier in the week. Would have made everybody's highlight reel, but right there she just turned it over. And that hurts, Courtney. In this league, that's a -8 when you turn the ball over on your individual count. Time is ticking, 3:20 to go in regulation. O'Donnell in purple leading by 2.
Patience right now for Team Dowdy, so important, needing to find that wide open player. I loved the backdoor cut by Katrina Dowd earlier.
McMahon lost her check, but she did not finish. Backed up on the end line by McCone, closest to the ball, where and when it leaves the field on a shot. Maintains possession. Ronbeck angles in. Ronbeck off the roll. Gets to the sweet spot of the D, and then she gets attacked, forced away by Carr. Help comes from Riley. And the whistle sounds. Back on the quick restart, looking for a numbers advantage. Team O'Donnell looking for some insurance now. 60 seconds in the shot clock, 2.5 to go in the game.
Team Dowdy, the players in blue, upset that that initial call wasn't made on their behalf. Again, more physical play we're seeing here than what you generally see in the collegiate game. But that's a part of the rules. There's no 3 seconds, no shooting space.
Great stick check there. Simpkins with a caused turnover and the ground ball. Huge points for a defender when that happens. Peros goes the other way in transition. Looking for the fast break, Ronbeck. Ronbeck had it off of her cross for just a moment. Recaptures and settles in. Katrina Dowd says, let's slow the tempo. Now, if you're thinking for Team Dowdy, are you at all concerned or looking about a 2-point effort here? Outside the 8-meter key. There's plenty of time. Apuzzo dancing with it, loses her defender. Drawing lots of help. Shot clock's at 24. Over the top, great look inside. Score! McMahon.
Joe, I was about to say, if they didn't have a quality look in those next few seconds, I would be calling a timeout to set up an offensive set. However, they didn't need it off of that excellent cut from number 50, Izzy McMahon. We see Sam Apuzzo playing a little cat and mouse, and then all of the defensive players for Team O'Donnell just lost sight of their cutters. Izzy McMahon wide open in the middle of the 8, and quick sticks so very hard to save. It's in your stick and out within a second. Very impressive for number 50 getting on the goal.
Izzy McMahon, 3 times a 30-goal scorer with the women of Troy at Southern Cal. Catching her breath now with 1:27 to go, and this is a huge draw control. And the draw controls have been dominated by Team Dowdy in blue. They've won the last dozen. Apuzzo against Sammy Jo Tracy. Apuzzo comes out of there, looked like she was pushed, no call. It's Team Dowdy ball, a chance to tie or take the lead if they cash in for 2. In the 4th quarter, Team Dowdy has the only 2 goals. So for now, they're winning the quarter, which could earn each of their players 20 points. Team Dowdy has 2 timeouts remaining. O'Donnell 1. 50 seconds in the game right now. Dowd hovering against Carr. Great veteran matchup there. Beautiful pass with touch to Apuzzo. Apuzzo is challenged by Waters. She didn't pull the trigger. Apuzzo feeds. It's down on the deck. O'Donnell looking to scoop. It pinballs around. Brown was there. It comes up for Peros. 7 seconds to shoot. Peros angles in. Wheels on the feed. Apuzzo did not make the catch. It's a 60-second shot clock violation. Great defensive stand by Team O'Donnell. Now just 17 seconds left for them to run and hide. McMahon and Team Dowdy look like they're going to win the 4th quarter, but lose the game unless, out of nowhere and out of the pack, we hear a whistle with 5.6. The players wanted to get up and go. The officials said not so fast. Team Dowdy's facilitator, advisors, and helpers on the sideline. That's Lauren Kahn. There was a timeout asked for. The facilitator for Team O'Donnell is Shanta Lecker. So Team Dowdy did get the timeout called in this 8-7 game, a thriller with 5.6 to go.
That was a great call for a timeout. I probably would have done it a bit sooner, but they battled to get that ball back in the ride. Tremendous effort by Team Dowdy in blue. But remembering, that's really something special in this league. Every single team has one timeout per quarter.
There were opportunities at both ends. This is the last one for Team Dowdy. Puzo thought about going behind the back, but she didn't take it. And then all heck breaks loose. Peros has a great first step, doesn't she?
So quick.
You heard the whistle, the timeout. Peros, whose husband, Clayton, is a USA track and field sprinter, or has been in the past, is retired. Emily said, you know what, I don't think he's run a lick since he retired.
Well, if you're running the 800 all your life, you probably want a break.
Enough's enough. 400-meter sprinter. See Kaylee Waters there with her arm on the shoulder of Taylor Hench, the goalie for Team O'Donnell. It's a 1-point game with less than 6 seconds to go. This is Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you down the stretch on CBS Sports Network. The 2021 Major League Rugby semifinals kick off tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, followed by Game 2 on Sunday at 6. Don't miss the top teams battling it out. They leave it all on the field for a chance to compete in the August title match. Major League Rugby on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. All right, who's going to be a hero? This is the nightcap of the doubleheader, the inaugural games of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Waters sets herself in the cage, has to withstand another 5+ seconds with her team in front by just one. McCone will start with a ball. Lindsay McCone, 46 in that light blue, ready to head for the cage. Any potential tying goal needs to be out of the cross before time hits 0-0-0. The shot must be released before time expires for it to count. They've put 2 additional seconds on, so 7.6. Cummings to defend on McCone, off the split dodge. McCone gets to the alley. Sharp angle, feeds Katrina Dowd. Dowd, one more pass, and the horn sounds. This one goes to Team O'Donnell by a whisker. So Team Dowdy gets the quarter win points. They get 20 points each for winning the fourth, but they lose the 45 points to Team O'Donnell in victory.
Tremendous effort by both teams. Hard-fought battle, back and forth. You love to see it. However, that resounding, non-stop winning of the draw by Team Dowdy just shows you the importance. You can do that work, but then you got to finish it on the other side.
Team O'Donnell, a winner 8-7. Kaylee Waters, the victorious netminder, and they've got to rest and rehydrate pretty quickly. They've got Kylie Ohlmiller's squad tomorrow at noon. Ohlmiller convincingly over Benson.
Looking at Puzo. She was looking for that ball in that last effort, but she did so much at that center draw throughout the entire game. She has the ability to get it to those on the wings in addition to herself, and she did a great job of getting it to teammate Ella Simpkins, who was able to come up with so many draw controls throughout this entire game. But credit to Team O'Donnell, who completed that effort all the way to the very end.
Kaylee Waters victorious in goal. An 8-7 victory for Team O'Donnell. Kaylee, if you can hear us, describe what was the difference in this game.
The difference? There's still a lot to process right now. It was a great win. It's been a while since we've been on the lacrosse field, but the team really, the difference was we got better each quarter, and we were very devoted to that. And we made those improvements, and we stuck with it and believed in each other.
Kaylee, that last time out, what were you expecting them to come out with for that last attempt at goal?
We knew they wanted to get the ball to either Sam Apuzzo or Katrina Dow, but I also was expecting a shot from anyone. That's the way it goes in this game. Anything can happen, so I just wanted to be ready for anything.
Kaylee, from a goalie's perspective, going from light to dark during the start of this game, the sun is setting and it's got to play games a little bit with your vision, but then to play and stop lacrosse balls in a night game. What's that like?
Yeah, I guess when you kind of get in the zone, you don't really notice it that much. I did notice a nice little pretty sky, but it was fun playing under the lights, definitely.
What's the message to the team as you prepare for your game tomorrow?
Well, they're cheering for me. I think just to continue to have fun and build on what we have. You know, we only have 2 more days to play games together, and so really hone in on what we have and get better.
Kaylee, as expected, a job well done. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Kaylee Waters has been wearing the mic for us throughout. She's using the headset this time around, but during the game she's been wearing the mic. Let's go into the game from the goal circle with Kaylee.
Oh my God, amazing. So
hey, guys, 20 seconds is longer than we think to get it over. We're panicking, but we still have 10 seconds. Like, we are in control of this game. Ball it! She's in the crease. Help, help, help! Help! Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Guys, that was heart and hustle. Way to go. Wow. Woo!
A jubilant Kaylee Waters there with her Team O'Donnell teammates. They outlast Team Dowdy by 1 as we welcome Taylor Cummings to CBS Sports Network. And Taylor, this game had a lot of seesaw in it there. It looked like you had stretched them out to a 3-point lead and things might be on easy street. Anything but down the stretch.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you have to expect in every game in this league. With the best players in the world competing, there's one thing that's going to happen, and it's that nobody's going to give up. So credit to Team Dowdy and all the players out there. It was an aggressive, fun, competitive game right till the very end.
Taylor, you had a bunch of goals. Talk with us about what was going through your mind on the field.
You know, I think with our offense, everyone was moving for each other, and I just happened to get some lanes tonight, but that's all due to the movement of my teammates and the, chemistry that we've built in the last couple of days of practice.
You lead me right to my next question there, Taylor. When you mention the word chemistry, you don't have a lot of time to get to know each other. You don't know how long you're going to stay together, but I guess when you all speak the same language of lacrosse, things work out. What's most important to gain familiarity with your teammates when you're working this weekend?
I think it's just about learning what each other likes and dislikes. So many of us have played with each other and against each other throughout the years, and now that we're on the same team, it's just learning those tendencies and seeing how we fit within the system together.
Taylor, talk with us about what was going through your mind on that last set. You were on ball to begin. What were you guys expecting?
Well, with Katrina Dowd on the other team on the offensive end, they're going to come up with a play. And, being on ball, it was just about, playing good one-on-one defense and then being ready for the crash. And really proud of our team for hanging in for those 5.6 seconds. It felt like the longest 5.6 seconds of my life.
Taylor, nice work. Rest up.
Thank you so much.
Taylor Cummings and victorious Team O'Donnell. A 1-point decision. They eke it out over Team Dowdy. And before we head off to a commercial break, that last agonizing 7.6 seconds, it was a defensive stand that was required.
An excellent job of her teammates giving her space to take a shot on goal. However, Lindsay McCone turned that ball over to Katrina Dowd, who had her head up looking for teammates. They just needed 1 or 2 more seconds to pull it off.
A really fun Friday night for Taylor Cummings and her side. Mira Shane and Team Dowdy disappointed. A 1-goal game goes for Team O'Donnell on CBS Sports Network. In front of friends and family and special guests, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse's first day of regular season play is in the books. Kylie Ohlmiller earlier today an 11-3 win. In the nightcap, Team O'Donnell downs Team Dowdy an 8-7 game. Both of those seen on CBS Sports Network. Joe Beninati and Courtney Martinez-Connor with you at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex. And it's obvious to say for us, Court, that this second game was played closer to the vest, more back and forth. When you look at the 4 teams, right, you judge them all. They're going to be playing against each other in a little round robin this weekend. Who's the most formidable group?
Oh, gosh. I think this second game just made us think a little bit that, okay, Team Ohlmiller is in the lead. However, I think these 2 teams were more evenly matched than that first game, right?
Whenever you have Kayla Trainer on your side, obviously you have to feel like you're in good shape.
Right. Team Benson just seemed to be a little bit too tight on the field, whereas the teams this evening both were battling back and forth because they were both pretty confident.
We love this lacrosse game. It was a back and forth kind of affair between Team O'Donnell and Team Dowdy. We're going to get you to highlights going all the way back to the very beginning of the contest. The first goal for Taylor Hench.
Ball movement, right? We saw it countless times today, but changing where the ball is being attacked from was super important. Nice little rollback dodge. Loved seeing different movements offensively.
Taylor Cummings tiptoeing the goal circle there. She was very effective throughout. Alyssa Perella on the flash cut. Puts it to the back of the cage. The offense continues. Compliments of Katrina Dowd.
Some of my favorite goals in this game were all about power, right? They took their power shots. Maybe it wasn't at the 2-point line, but they were showing that they're not afraid to shoot the ball from a nice, solid plant shot if defense is giving them too much space.
Cummings leaning in, timing that roll just right on Molly Little and converting, or rather on McCone to convert there. And then Lindsay says, anything you can do, I'll try it my way.
Bounce passes, bounce shots work so well on this field, which is absolutely pristine. But Sammy Jo Tracy showing a little bit of her finesse right there with a beautiful question mark.
Look at the boys and girls in the truck showing us the question mark via the paint. Dowd pays dividends whenever she gets inside. You can forget it from that close range.
If you take notice right here, that was one of those questionable shots. Right?
Oh, by the way, in a 1-goal game, by the way, I thought that was a very disputed goal. That one was not. Fortunato buries it.
One last look, Sama Puzo getting her hands free. Again, we talked about the defense giving too much space on Team O'Donnell, and Team Dowdy started to capitalize.
In Athletes Unlimited, we talk about innovation and excellence, inclusion and entertainment. When you look at the Geico leaderboard, this is after day 1. All 4 teams, all of these point totals are earned individually and through team points, as well as MVP voting. We have not had the MVP voting up to date in the second game just yet, but as of right now, I would say surprisingly a defender on top with Kayla Wood from Kylie Ohlmiller's group.
You know, surprising? Every single athlete is elite, right? I think you told me earlier that we could probably throw a dart and talk about any one of these players through and through because they all have amazing skills. But Taylor Cummings certainly showed what she can do. Kaylee Waters, tremendous in the goal cage, showing her athleticism throughout the entire game. Did not come off the field.
Wonderful talents, offensively, defensively, in goal. Athletes Unlimited just has everything, and we have the ability to take you into the game with the likes of Sammy Jo Tracy.
To me! Yeah! Overtime! Just get close to it!
go.
People get caught on those pics all day.
That was gorgeous. Thanks for sending me up, honey. Picks, pick, pop, pick.
You gotta love it. Sammy Joe Tracy is going to be quite the character over the next 5 weeks. Courtney, your first impressions of this inaugural weekend for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse?
Fast-paced, exciting, right? Great for the fans to see. Shows how tough the athletes are and well-conditioned.
Kristen Carr, who loves this game so much and who has accomplished so much. Amber Hill, who didn't get in the game tonight, but was so much a part of the earlier pregame festivities, the opening ceremonies with her Thanksgiving speech in front of those friends and family and all of the athletes collectively. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse off to a very fine start. Team O'Donnell, a winner tonight, 8-7. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Go to the goal. Good things will happen on Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.